stop until I get up. I won't stop until I get up.
Today I want to talk to you about a truth about visualization. I was working with an athlete there the other day and I asked her, have you ever done any visualization exercises? And she said, yeah, and I could tell it hadn't been the best experience. So I said, why don't you tell me about it? So she said right before the state championship soccer game for high school, her coach had all the girls go in the dressing room, sit down in their chairs, and he turned down the lights low. And he said, I want you to imagine yourself playing a great game today. I want you to imagine yourself scoring goals. I want you to visualize yourself playing defense. I want you to visualize yourself holding that trophy. And I asked her, I said, was it helpful? And she said, absolutely not. She said, I played terrible, and other girls on my team played terrible too. And you see, this instance shows that visualization is not something that you can just do one time and hope that it elevates your game. You see, visualization is a skill, just like anything else we do in sports. If I was going to ask a 5-year-old to do an around-the-back layup, I couldn't just give him the ball and say, go at it. I'd have to show him how to do it. I'd have to teach him how to do it. But most importantly, he would have to practice. He would have to figure out what to do and what not to do. He'd have to fail and he'd have to try again in order to succeed. Now, my visualization experience takes me back to college. All right, we had a fitness test that was called the Cooper test, and you had to run 2 miles in 12 minutes. And I was a pretty fit guy. I usually didn't get tired, and I played center midfield. But when I heard about this test, I bigged it up in my mind to just be this insurmountable deal. And so anyways, I did my training in the off season. I get there, and I failed. I ran it in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. My sophomore year, my training didn't really change, and I came out there and I failed. Ran it in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Then my junior year, I didn't really change my physical preparation, but I decided I was going to add this visualization component. And I can remember at least 4 or 5 times that I put 12 minutes on the clock, went into my room, laid down in bed or sat in the chair, and just imagined myself running that race. I took in all the sights, the sounds, the smells, and anytime I felt like I would get tired, I imagined myself taking longer strides. I imagined myself taking deeper breaths, pumping my arms more and more and getting faster and faster and faster. That year when I went out to the test, it felt like I had beat that at least 5 times. And what's more is the very things that I visualized are the very things that happen. Right? When I felt like I was getting tired, my strides got longer, my breaths got deeper, my arms were pumping, and I got faster and faster. That year I passed the test, 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay? Visualization is not something you can do once. It's not a set of magic beans. You can't just do it and expect it to elevate your game. It's something you got to practice. It's a skill and you got to work at it. Even when it doesn't feel like it's working, you got to press on. Even when you feel like you're failing, you got to press on. That way when you get in the big games and your team calls on you, you'll come up in the clutch. If you want to know more about visualization or some other performance enhancing tools, why don't you get a hold of us at traintobeclutch.com.